Hi, it's Brett and Joe back with you for another Redmax training module. And this training module is going to be on our trimmers, right, Joe?
Yeah, so we're going to go through our line trimmers, but we're also going to discuss our brush cutters at the end as well, Brett.
Fantastic. Well, let's get right into it. We're going to start off in some of the key advantages of the Redmax trimmers. Would you like to share what those are?
So when you look across the board, the things that our Redmax trimmers will have is going to be that StrataCharge engine technology, which we keep referring back to, but it's what makes Redmax Redmax. A great power to weight ratio, which that StrataCharge engine affords us. A little bit more fuel efficiency, a little bit more power that we're going to get out of a little bit lighter weight on our trimmers. A commercial duty tap head that will have bump feed with a metal insert in it, and then a high visibility debris guard. And basically what that means is it's basically going to be to where that the end user is able to view a lot larger area when they're trimming. It's not going to be restrictive by any way, shape, or form, but it's also going to protect them as well.
So that it's not like a big bright neon color, right?
Not a bright
Okay,
neon color.
gotcha. Okay. All right. So we're going to start off then with the BCZ 3060 TS.
So this is our 30cc trimmer, 1.4 horsepower, very large fuel tank, 24.3 fluid ounces, 12.1 pounds that you're getting off of it with that max torque head. We're going to deep dive into it here in just a second, but as you can see, that it was going to be a theme throughout all these modules is that fleet program. This is a fleet eligible trimmer. Be able to combine it with our wheeled goods as well as our handheld. It does have that StrataCharge engine that we talked about just a second ago. And up in that top right is that 2-year commercial warranty that our trimmer will carry. So as we look at the BCZ 3060 TS, we're going to kind of do a quick walk around. And basically what we're going to look at is from the top down on this unit. So starting at the top is that 29.5 cc StrataCharge engine, the cleanest burning 2-stroke engine that's out there. We're going to have that large 24.3 fluid ounce fuel tank, that skid plate to protect it as you drop it or they're sliding it in their trailers, another protective measure that Redmax has on their trimmers. That high visibility debris guard that we just spoke of, allowing that end user to see a little bit more as they're trimming, especially whenever they're in some thick areas, they'll be able to see what they're going after. That commercial duty tap head with the metal insert that we talked about, a bump feed head, the heavy duty 4-bearing gear case with a grease fitting on that end. It does have that max torque gear head on it. And what a max torque gear head basically does, it allows that end user to have a little bit larger swath on their trimmer. But basically what that does as well is it adds a little bit additional coverage for a better dust cover on there to seal it from debris and dust getting in there as well. And then that cushion loop handle right there on the trimmer as well.
So one thing to keep in mind as kind of learning the models and stuff, the letter T, that designates in our trimmers that that particular unit has the heavy duty 4-bearing gear case, that max torque gear case, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what we got next? The comparisons. And again, all of our comparisons, we want to compare how Redmax stacks up against our main competitors, which in this case is still an Echo. So what is our first on this?
As you look at the steel comparison, it's FS111R, 30cc trimmer on both ends. And where we kind of come in a little bit differently, we talked about that StrataCharge engine just a minute ago, but we also want to refer to how many moving pieces it takes to run that 4MX unit. There's 30 moving pieces to make that engine run, to where we have 3 moving parts in our Redmax StrataCharge engine. Same warranty, a little bit same weight, same power that you're getting out of each one of them, and we come in at 449 on that, Brett.
Okay, and then again with the Echo.
So the Echo comparison is the SRM 3020T, same 30cc on both of them. Will be quite a bit lighter on that unit that we're getting out of there. A larger fuel tank, same warranty, with that StrataCharge engine as well, allowing us to be a little bit more fuel efficient. And we're going to keep on harping on power to weight ratio. We're going to keep on harping on efficiency. That fuel tank capacity is a little bit larger. Our engine's going to be a little bit more fuel efficient, so they're going to be able to run it a little bit longer with less fatigue.
Then we're going into our next lineup on this particular training segment is our BCZ 3050S.
So as you look at this trimmer right here, you're going to see pretty much the same features that you saw in that 3060 TS, but as you can see, this one's minus that T that you see right there. So it's not going to have that max torque gear head, but it will have that same large fuel capacity. It will have that same power to weight ratio, lightweight with that 30cc engine on it, and it comes in at a price of $429. It is still a fleet eligible product, Stratocharge engine with that 2-year commercial warranty on it.
And so next in our lineup, the BCZ 260 TS is, of course, our most popular trimmer as far as total sales, right?
Yeah, as you see, this trimmer really comes to play a lot differently than everybody else in that same category at the 25cc engine that you're seeing right there. So with the weight that we're able to get out of it, 10.8 pounds with a large fuel tank, solid steel drive shaft with that max torque gear head that we referred to earlier at a price of $349.
Mm-hmm. And again, the Redmax fleet pennant that we're going to have on here, Stratocharged engine and highlighting on the commercial. So it's always important to keep that in mind as we go through all this.
So we're going to deep dive into this BCZ 260 TS, and as you can see, there's a lot of little spiders going to this, but we want to make sure that we highlight each and every feature that this trimmer really does have. We're going to start at the top up there. 25.4 cc Stratocharge engine, large 22.3 fluid ounce fuel tank. We got a 2-stage air filtration system, that skid plate to protect you down on the bottom as well. High visibility debris guard, commercial duty tap head with metal insert. We talked about that TS, that T being up there, so it has that heavy duty 4-bearing gear case with the grease fitting. It's a solid steel drive shaft that we'll have on this unit right here. An offset handle with 180 degree soft grip, so you're going to have comfort on that handle no matter where you're grabbing it at any position. And we'll also have that magnesium clutch cover. Basically what that magnesium clutch cover does for you, it basically is known for its high strength with its low weight. It's also known as one of the best metals to dissipate heat. So as that trimmer's running for 8 straight hours in the 150 degree heat out there, that clutch cover is going to help dissipate that heat that's coming down on it.
Okay, and so as we go back into this, again, we're going through our product lineup, but then we're also going to compare that specific model again to our two main competitors, Steel and Echo.
So as we look at the BCZ 260 TS comparison in the Steel lineup, it's going to be the FS94R. And as you can see, has a little bit smaller head on that 94R than you're used to seeing on the Steel, and we'll kind of get into that just a little bit later. But as you can see, a little bit more powerful engine that we're going to provide, a larger fuel tank. As you can see on ours, we see a Stratocharge engine with that green check mark. And as you look over to the Steel side of it, you see a reduced emission engine. Can you elaborate on that for us, Brett?
Yeah, just so we're clear on the Stratocharged engine technology, Japanese technology that was introduced and created back in 1988 and 98. Oh man, time's fun when you're having flies. But anyway, in the late 90s, and they come out with this engine technology for a true two-stroke and the fuel efficiency and the very low emissions. Well, as you can understand, all of those, we had the patents on the Stratocharged engine technology, and we are currently in our 4th generation of Stratocharged engine technology to keep us above and ahead of the game when it comes to the EPA regulations, carb tier emissions, and that kind of thing. What Steel was able to do is our 1st generation, the patents expired. And so they realized the value that this engine has. So they did buy our 1st generation engine technology. And that is why you will see a reduced emission engine rather than a 4-mix that Steel has always had in the past, to allow them to kind of play in this arena. But we are so much farther ahead with 4th generation, and we're right now working on 5th generation. So
Kind of what he just talked about, just the ability to get a little bit lighter trimmer with a lot of power that it's able to provide for you on there. And as you see right there, it's, same price point that we're getting off of it. We talked about that two-stage air filtration system that the 260 TS will have. The FS94 will only have a single stage. So whenever you look at the amount of debris that's stirring up, especially when you're trimming and edging with this line trimmer, you want to make sure you're protected on the engine side of it as well.
Okay, and then on the next one.
So the Echo comparison is the SRM 2620T. What you're seeing on this right here is same engine, 25.4 cc. A little bit lighter on the Redmax side, a little bit larger fuel tank. We have a solid steel drive shaft compared to a flex shaft on our units. Same warranty, we're $10 cheaper, and we're also going to give you that Stratocharge engine, more fuel efficient, a little bit more horsepower than your standard two-cycle engines.
Okay. And then we're going then now to our BCZ 260S. And this, notice the difference. The 260 TS was the max torque, and now we have this model, the BCZ 260S.
So just like you referred to, just minus that T. So what the difference on that's going to be is the difference in the gear head that this unit's going to have. Same features that we just talked about as far as power, as far as fuel capacity, weight, and drive shaft. We're going to come in at $329 on this trimmer.
Also, and then of course the fleet medallion, that banner, the Stratocharge 2-year commercial warranty, because this is just something we have got to make sure that we are keying on all the time with the Redmax brand, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll go into some of the features now.
So the features are going to look pretty identical to that 260 TS that we just talked about. So we're not going to beat a dead horse, but we want to look at that clean burning engine, the large fuel tank, the two-stage air filtration system, and that magnesium clutch cover that we're going to give on this unit.
All right, and then when we get into the comparisons with still an Echo, we go up and start with this one.
So it's going to be comparable to that 94R again. Whenever you look at the same amount of power that it's going to provide, larger fuel tank. Whenever you look at the engine that we already talked about, the difference between the Stratocharge engine and the reduced emission engine, but we're going to come in at $329 compared to that $349 price point in the steel.
All right, and then the next one.
So whenever we look at the SRM 2620, so they have the same version in the Echo as we do in the Redmax with the non-torque gear head, as you saw in that difference in the model right there. Same power that you're getting out of it, a little bit lighter, larger fuel tank. Same thing with the solid steel drive line compared to the flex shaft. Same 2-year warranty, and we're coming in at the same price as that Echo, but we're going to have that advantage Redmax whenever we talk about that Stratocharge engine one more time.
Definitely, and just across the board as far as the quality of our equipment and all the things that go in producing this, I mean, the lineup as a whole, it's all great products, and we know how well they hold up in every kind of environment against our competition. The next one we're going into is a trimmer that was new for us a year ago, and one of the points on this that why the reason we have this is more really to get us into a different price point, underneath that $325 range. And so, tell us a little bit about the 250S.
So we're going to look pretty similar to what we just saw in the 260 TS and the 260S. Same power, same fuel capacity, a little bit heavier on this unit by 0.2 pounds. Still going to have that solid steel drive shaft on it, but we're going to come in $10 cheaper than that BCZ 260S. The key on this is still fleet eligible, still Stratocharge engine. And when we look at the comparisons coming up just in a second, we're going to see where we're pretty much stacking up against those same units that we just looked at with a $10 less price point on it.
Right. So it'd be back to where we were.
Back to where we were with that 94R, more power, larger fuel tank, Stratocharge engine, same warranty with a, look at that. I mean, it's $30 cheaper on the price point. You're getting the same specs that you're getting out of that steel.
Exactly. And
like Brett said, we're filling a price point right here. So we're $10 cheaper than the 2620 with the same power. We're still a little bit lighter, larger fuel tank, solid steel drive shaft compared to the flex shaft that they're getting on the Echo with that same warranty that you're getting.
Okay. And then we'll talk a little bit about our 230 TS.
So our 230 TS really comes into play whenever we were talking about that power to weight ratio a little bit earlier. So 10.1 pounds on this unit right here at a 23cc trimmer, with a large fuel tank with a solid steel drive shaft with that max torque gearhead. As you can see, that T and that model number, at a price point of $299.99. So that sub $300 price point on this trimmer that's still fleet eligible, that still has the Stratocharge engine, and still carries a 2-year commercial warranty on it.
And it's a great trimmer. And one of the things when we talk about on the fleet bundle, we've got the 6, the 8, the 10 point, and we have the ability to utilize all of our fleet eligible products and get it into a price point, whether they're just starting out in the commercial industry, they've been around for a while, they're adding another crew, whatever that is. We've got the products and the pricing along with that fleet program to fit any commercial users' needs. And so you want to talk a little bit about the 230 features?
So the 230 TS is going to be really similar to the 260 TS. A little bit smaller engine at that 22.5 cc Stratocharge engine, a large 21.6 fluid ounce fuel tank. Still has that 2-stage air filtration system that we've been referring to on these models, with that skid plate, high visibility debris guard, that commercial duty tap head with the middle insert, that heavy duty 4-bearing gear case. So for those commercial users, that's a key feature that we have on our units. Solid steel drive shaft, that comfortable handle, and that magnesium clutch cover again.
And then we'll go into the comparisons, beginning with the Steel FS91R.
So the 91R, we're going to look at the same price point. So we're comparing apples to apples here. We're going to be almost 2 pounds lighter than that 91R. We're going to have that solid steel drive shaft with that Stratocharge engine with the same warranty. So the amount of features that you're getting on our 230 TS with that 2-stage air filtration system, the Stratocharge engine at the same price, at almost 2 pounds lighter than the 91R, it's a pretty big advantage for us.
Advantage Redmax
Again.
And then on the Echo.
So on the Echo, we're going to compare it to the SRM 230. So pretty much identical in power. We're a pound lighter, larger fuel tank, solid steel drive shaft compared to the flex shaft, that Stratocharge engine, more fuel efficient, more power that we're able to produce with a lighter weight, with the same warranty, and we're only about $10 higher than that. But when you look at almost a pound difference with that guy that's carrying this unit around for 6 to 8 hours, larger fuel tank, more efficient, definitely worth that price differential.
Mm-hmm. And then on our entry level on our handheld string trimmers, we have the TRZ 230S.
So what this TRZ 230S, and we keep talking about the fleet bundle, we keep talking about power to weight ratio, we keep talking about Stratocharge engine, but this is really a kind of a good example of all those things. For those guys that are getting started out, the ability to bring this line in here at a very light weight of 10.1 pounds that we just talked about on that 230 TS as well, 22cc unit, with the solid steel drive shaft at $279. It's a price point that we're able to reach a lot of customers at. When we look at our comparisons, we'll see what we really bring to the table on.
And this is also a great trimmer for those homeowners that are looking for a quality piece of equipment. And this TRZ 230S really fits that niche as well. At $279, but it's just a little bit over 10 pounds. But the fuel efficiency, the Stratocharged, and especially, whenever we can add 3 cans of fuel when you sell this to a homeowner, you double their warranty, right? And then with the convenience of that premixed fuel and the whole 9 yards. But it's also on this, I think it's important to note that this has a 2-ring piston. So just improved torque with that engine on that Stratocharged. So that was another big improvement that we had over the previous model, that TR2350S.
So as we look at the TRZ 230S features, we're still seeing that magnesium clutch cover, same 22cc Stratocharge engine, large fuel tank, but Brett just talked about that 2-ring piston. That's something you hardly rarely see in an entry-level trimmer in this price point that we're getting off of it. A 2-stage air filtration system that we have on all our units. High visibility debris guard, commercial duty tap head with that solid steel drive shaft with that comfortable handle that we have on it.
And we'll go into, we got the comparisons again with steel on their FS70R.
So on the FS70R, we're about $10 cheaper. And what you'll see right there, lighter unit, larger fuel tank, almost double the fuel tank that they have on that FS70R. Solid steel drive shaft with that Stratocharge engine, with that 2-year warranty that's identical to theirs. But whenever you're looking at $10 cheaper with those commercial graded features that we just talked about in our entry level trimmer, it sets us apart tremendously from that FS70R.
Then on the Echo, the SRM 230.
230, we're $10 cheaper, about the same, identical on power, about a pound lighter, larger fuel tank, solid steel drive shaft, Stratocharge engine, and as you see right there, we're really coming to play a little bit differently in that realm.
So let's see. We have this created, and we can put this PDF on our website as well. That'll be our trimmers from the TRZ 230S all the way up to the ones that we talked about, up to the BCZ 3060TS, and it's a great piece to have for all of the employees at a dealership that are talking with end users. It's a quick reference, and it's really nice to have.
Really good sheet to have to show the differences as those customers ask, well, what's the difference between this one and this one?
Yes.
And you'll be able to walk them through that pretty easily with this one sheet.
Exactly. All right. So, we're going to be talking about our MacStream unit now.
So our MacStream unit is, a split boom, however you want to refer to it as, the ability to attach different attachments to a power head. And what's good about this power head, we changed this over last year, but we jumped it up to a 25cc power head, 1.27 horsepower, large fuel tank. We keep on talking about that. 2-stage air filtration system, that skid plate down on the bottom, 8.8 pounds, so a really lightweight split boom that we're having at 309. The key thing on this is it is a fleet eligible item. This power head is an eligible fleet purchase for that end user. Still has that Stratocharge engine and still carries that 2-year commercial warranty that you have right there.
And so the next slide, this year for 2019, they have increased the number of attachments that they have available for this current MacStream unit.
Yeah, so we'll kind of go through all of them, but one of the new ones that we added in, and we'll talk about that in a later module, is that reciprocator attachment at $349.95. The ability to attach a reciprocator to the end of this power head. But you see the standard, trimmer attachment, edger attachment, hedge trimmer attachments that we've had in the past, pole saw attachments, that sweeper, which kind of gets left off, but it's a good, there's so many different customers that you can reach with that, from, your construction crews that need to sweep rock off, landscapers that are doing stuff like that. So there's huge advantages to each one, but that blower attachment, some things we added in last year was that cultivator, the dethatcher as well. So as you can see, the possibilities are pretty much endless with all these attachments that can go on to that MacStream unit that Brett just talked about. Now the attachments won't be fleet eligible, but the unit is. So looking at that, they'll be able to qualify for wherever they're at on the tiers in the fleet, but also look at the attachments that they can add to basically diversify their lawn business.
Well, it's such a versatile piece with all of these attachments, because you got one power head with all these different attachments, and these attachments aren't designed for homeowner use. These are constructed, they're heavy duty, and they are for commercial use, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so what do we go into next? Our brush cutters. So take that away and see what we got going.
So as you can see on our brush cutter right there, we have our bicycle handles on this unit. So a 30cc unit, large fuel tank, a little bit heavier than what you see on our standard trimmers, but it's designed to go through the brushes. As you can see, the name of Brushcutter at $499.99, solid steel drive shaft. It is a fleet eligible product. It does have our Stratocharge technology built into it with that 2-year commercial warranty.
And our next one.
So our 350S, this is where we're kind of getting into our over 30cc units. 34.6cc, 2.15 horsepower, 24.3 fluid ounce, large fuel tank, 13 pounds. So whenever you look at anything else in this class, You don't find anything at that weight that provides that type of power at $499.99. Lastly, you look at our BCZ 400SW, our 40cc trimmer with the bike handles, 2 horsepower unit, large fuel tank, getting in that 15-pound range, comes with some shoulder straps so you're able to hold on to it because you're going to need them at $599.99. Once again, all our brush cutters are fleet eligible. All our brush cutters have a Stratocharge engine technology. So you're seeing that weight's not getting that far up there, and they all carry that 2-year commercial warranty.
Now we've got a nice little quick reference on the brush cutters too, but one thing that we haven't discussed, just so that everybody is made aware of, are what units are blade capable. You know, there's always that question that comes up from the end user. Well, which one of your trimmers or brush cutters will they take a blade, a metal blade? And the majority of all of our trimmers will take blades. There is on our trimmers those that are blade capable, metal blade. There is few extra components, few extra parts that you need to have. There's a J-handle kit for safety that needs to be installed on the trimmer, as well as that left-handed lock nut and another washer to put the blade on. But we put together some additional quick reference information on our parts, the accessories, and we've got those part numbers listed as well. And so after that, we thank you for your time on this and have a great day.